In this video, I'm rating every single twisted, toon, and skin by design. If you enjoy this video, please subscribe. I do stuff like this all the time, and I'm trying to make it to 50k by the end of the year. It'd mean a lot. Anyway, enjoy the video. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through these in the order that they're in. They're in alphabetical order, I believe. And also, some of them look off because this tier list was made before the most recent Showtime update, so I had to improvise and put them in myself. But anyway, that's not a big deal. Let's just start with Astro. So this is based completely off design. I'm gonna try to be fast because there's a lot to go through here. But yeah, I'd say Astro's design is really good. It's always been my favorite. I can't wait for his optimizations. Twisted Astro, I really like this design. I'll just put it in I like though. Actually, no, I love it. I love it. It's a really good design, and I feel like it makes sense. So I'm also excited for this to get optimized. Vintage Astro is, I mean, it's an okay vintage. I don't really care for it that much. I much prefer his other skins. Astro Starry Night is like one of my best, or one of my favorite skins. I love the skin so much. I've loved it since it came out. I wish I played Astro more so I could play this skin. And same with Star Time, honestly. Astro just got some of the best skins in the game. These look so good. Like, they cooked insanely hard with both of his skins, so... And we have Bassie. I think Bassie's design is good. I don't care for her that much, but I like it. Twisted Bassie, I mean, it's just really creepy, but I'd say that that's a good thing, so I'll put it in I likey. And then we have Vintage. I actually really don't like her Vintage that much. I'll just put it in here. That's beautiful, Katie. Yeah, I'll just put that there. And then this one, I'm sorry. This is one of my least favorite skins. I'm just gonna put this in no. I don't want to be too harsh, but I have to differentiate a little. And I'm just not a fan of this skin. It doesn't look that good. They're just her base or her vintage looks better. Base Blot actually does look really good. I like Base Blot a lot. And then Twisted Blot is one of the coolest Twisteds, in my opinion. His design is so cool, and I love the hands. They look really freaky, so I'm gonna put it in Love It. Vintage Blot is one of the worst vintages in the game. I get that he's black and white, so there's not a lot you can do with it, but it's just kind of boring, so... On the other end, we have Showtime Blot, which this is one of my favorite skins in the game as well. I really like this skin, so we're putting it up here. This one, I haven't got to play with it that much, but it still looks like a good skin. I'll just put it in I like, because I haven't been able to form much of an opinion on it yet. Bobette, I just don't like her design that much. I feel like she should have been a sphere and not like an oval type. So, I don't know, I'll put her in I like, because I don't actually mind her design that much. It's not bad. I quite like it. I just don't like her head shape, because she's an ornament. But, it's fine, and I do like her clothing. She looks really good here. And then Twisted Bobette is actually really well designed. I should probably just change this to peak, because not all of them are skins. Anyway, yeah, that's where I'm gonna put Bobette. And then Vintage, I'm not a fan of Vintage. Also, I don't like how her eyes look. Why are the triangles inverted like that? I don't know. I'll put her in here, because it's not my favorite. And then this is one of my least favorite skins in the game. Once again, I hate this skin. I don't like it. I don't know why. The color palette's fine. It just doesn't fit on Bobette though, and it just doesn't make sense. So I'm not a big fan of this skin. Boxton, his base design's okay. I'll just put it in here. It's not like good, but like I don't know. It's not bad. It's not a bad design. I just don't care for it that much, honestly. Twisted Boxton, they actually were really smart about this design. I love the hands coming out. So I'm gonna put it in here. I really like this. This looks really good. Vintage Boxton's actually a really good skin, and I think it's an upgrade. I'm gonna put it in I likey because I think it's just way better. And then Cloudy Dream, I'll put it right with there. They're about the same to me. Brightney's design does look pretty good. I do not mind her design at all. I think they did a really good job with her. I want her optimizations really bad, and I don't like that her lampshade doesn't actually connect to her. It's completely moving without connecting to her body. If you checked, I'll put a picture on the screen. It's weird. So I don't know. I'm gonna put her in I likey. It's a good design, and I have no complaints. Twisted Brightney's really boring, but I do like her glow, which is actually unique, so I'll put her right there as well. Vintage Brightney's a massive upgrade from this skin, so I mean, I'll just put it at the top. And then Antique Shade I'm putting in I Love It because it's actually such an upgrade for Brightney. I refuse to play her without this skin. It looks really good. So, and it's also one of my favorite shades of like turquoise or like blue-green, you know? I really like this shade. Cole, I'm sorry, I just don't like her that much. I like the concept of Big Dog, but I just don't think they did it right. Um, so I'll I feel bad putting base Cole in no, but I'm sorry. The design just doesn't hit for me. I'm not a fan. So I'm sorry, Cole players. I'm just not a fan of her design. And Twisted Cole, I think she actually looks really cool. So I'll put it in here. So there's some love for Cole. Vintage Cole looks even worse, and Pretty Present is like about in front of it. I'm sorry. I don't like Cole that much, if you couldn't tell. Base Coco has one of the best designs in the game. I'm putting her in peak. I don't need to say anything. Twisted Coco, I thought was really a letdown. She's just really, appearance-wise, she's kind of boring. I do like the way she runs. I feel like her chasing is really, it's really funny, just watching her hop. I'll put her in I Likey. It's a cool design. Vintage Coco is just okay. So I'll put it in here. I'm fine with it. And then Spring Outling, I don't know why, but this skin doesn't feel like Coco. It's just too different somehow. I don't know why, and I can't pinpoint it. So I'll just put it in here. It's not a bad skin. I just don't know why, but I don't like it that much. I don't know, maybe just something about putting Coco in a dress doesn't feel correct to me. It just feels wrong. And then we have Connie. Connie is one of the best designs in the game as well. I'm putting her in peak. Her base design is actually so good. I can't believe how good of a design Connie has. I wish she was a better tune, but this is not about how much I like playing them. This is just designs, and I'd say she looks really good. Twisted Connie, I'd say she's visually kind of boring. I don't know, I don't like the idea that she's just blue, like, all the time. I don't know why they did that. You only see actual Connie whenever she attacks someone, and that's for, like, 2 seconds. So, for that, I'm gonna have to put her in here. I'm just not a fan. I don't like the fact that she's blue, like, and just, like, transparent looking. I don't know, I'm not a fan of this. She's, like, translucent, and it looks weird, and I'm not a fan. Vintage Connie looks kind of boring, so I'll just put it in here. Frosty Mittens, this is a good skin. It's just the lack of a hat kind of throws me off, but I like the skin. And then Lilac Haunting is right up there with the original. It looks so flawless. I love this skin so much. They cooked. They cooked. Base Cosmo, maybe one of my favorite designs in the game. He just looks so good. I don't really understand the socks, but I can look past it just for how cool Cosmo looks. It makes so much sense for his personality. I like this guy. Twisted Cosmo's kind of boring, but what do you expect? It's a common, so I'll just throw him in here. Vintage Cosmo is just like actually one of my favorite skins in the game. I do like this skin quite a bit. I don't know if I like it more than base, but I do use Vintage Cosmo generally, so I'll put it up there. And then Caramel Drizzle is also really good. Why does Cosmo have such great skins? Maybe I'm just biased, but like I really like all of Cosmo's variants, and I can't wait for his optimizations next update. Dandy, looks wise, he's actually not that bad. Just don't look at the back of his head. I'll put him in I like because it's a good design, and I don't hate Dandy because of his design. In Twisted Dandy, I do really like how intimidating he can be when you first meet him. You know, the music, the footsteps, and appearance-wise, he is quite terrifying. So I'll put it in Love It, actually. It is genuinely a very cool design, and I really like what they did with it. I feel like they could have made him scarier somehow. I'm not sure how. I'm not great at that. But either way, I do really like Dandy, so I'm gonna throw him up here. Eggson, his design's not bad. His head is huge, but like I understand why. He's literally an egg. So I'll put him in I Likey though. It's a good design. And Twisted Eggson, I think he's just funny. The way he walks, the way he chases, he just looks stupid. and I think that's great. So I'll put him in I like you as well. Vintage Exen, I don't know, it's okay. I'll put it below these, and then this is one of my least favorite skins in the game. Once again, I don't like it. I don't know why. The pink doesn't make sense for Exen, and I just never cared. I get it because he's an Easter egg, but I don't know. I just don't like it that much. I'd rather use Vintage, actually. I'm gonna put that there. So I'll throw it down here. Not as bad as Eve Sleeper. Probably like right there. Finn has to be one of my favorite tunes design-wise. I'm throwing him up here. Yeah, above Cosmo. I really just like Finn. He looks so stupid, and I love that. There's not a thought behind those eyes. He looks so brainless. And Twisted Finn, design-wise, he actually does look really good. I hate him in-game, but I have to look past that. His design is good. I'll put it in I love it. And Vintage Finn is one of my favorite vintages in the game, so he goes in front of Finn. And then Prismatic Pal is one of my favorite skins in the game, so it goes over Vintage Finn. I just love that skin so much. It looks so good, so I'm gonna have to throw it up there. Flutter, I really like Flutter. Her design is so cool, and I really like her in general. So I'm gonna throw her up here somewhere. I'll throw her like probably around here. And then Twisted Flutter, she's kind of boring, but I mean, I'm not that surprised. I feel like they could have done something cooler with her, maybe a little bit more morbid than just emo butterfly. I don't know. I'll put it in I like it. It's not like it's a bad design. And then Vintage Flutter is actually a vintage I really like. I use this skin usually, so I'll put it above. And then this one I'm okay with. It's a good skin, but I actually just don't like the darker colors on Flutter. I know that's funny because I just rated the vintage, but I don't know, I don't like it that much. I'll put it in I like though. It's not a bad skin. I love the concept of a monarch butterfly. I don't know. It doesn't look right for Flutter, and that makes me not like it as much. And then we have Flight. Flight is actually like really cool design wise. I saw a lot of people saying you look stupid, and to that I say, you're stupid, because I really like Flight. Like this guy is just so he's so cute. I don't know, I'll put him right next to Flutter. He's really good. He looks really good. And Twisted Flight, he he has quite the forehead going on. I'll put it in That's Beautiful Katie, cause yikes. Wow, dude. Vintage Flight, this is actually a really good vintage. I'm putting it in front of Base Flight, and then Spring Skies, also a very good skin for Flight, and I'll put it like below Vintage Flutter. I really like this one. And then we have Gigi. Gigi design-wise looks really good as well. So I'm gonna put her in Peak. I really like Gigi's design, and I always have. Twisted Gigi, her design is really scary for me. At least when I first encountered her, I have arachnophobia. I really cannot stand spiders. They're terrifying, and she looks like one, and she still freaks me out sometimes. But her design is actually really good, so I'm gonna put it up here. And then Vintage Gigi looks really good as well. I actually use this skin when I play Gigi. So I'm gonna put it over here. For some reason, Rainy Day is not over here. I don't know. Anyway, I'll put it below Base Gigi. Actually, above Base Gigi. It's a good skin. It's actually a really good skin. And then Ginger, I I just struggle to like Ginger because of her chin, and also the fact that she replaced Cosmo in terms of like viability, which is just personal stuff. So I mean, her design isn't terrible. It's just the chin. If they made her head more circular, I would like her more. I don't know, I'll put it in I like though, because it's not like I hate her design. I'm just like kind of iffy about the chin. And then I think that Twisted Ginger makes sense, and it looks really scary. So I'll put it in I like as well. Vintage Ginger looks way better than Base Ginger, and then Minty Pine is actually a really good skin, so I'll put it, I love it. Glisten, I love his design. I don't like his walking and running animations because they haven't been optimized. I'm gonna put him up here though. I do really like Glisten. I just think he's a really cool character. The way he looks is nice. Twisted Glisten, design-wise, I also really like him. I'm gonna put him above Bobette. He just looks so cool. Like, you know, it just makes sense. And I like the whole thing with him, like, tying his bow around his hands because he didn't want to hurt people. At least that's, like, the lore. I'm not sure if that's true. Don't take my word for it. But that's what it seems like. And then Vintage Glisten, I actually really like this skin. I'm gonna throw it up here. I love this skin, to be honest. And then Cozy Sweater is also really good. I like it more than Base Glisten. I'll throw it like right in the middle. Goob is also actually like one of my favorites design-wise. I feel like everyone likes how Goob looks. I'll toss him up here. I think he looks really silly. How can you not like Goob, you know? It's Goob! He's so cute! We have Twisted Goob, which I mean, his design's just a little basic, but I think it's fine, because I like the idea of big hands. I'll put it in I love it. It's actually a good design. Right about here. Vintage Goob. Vintage Goob looks better than, like, base Goob in my opinion, so I'll throw him up here. Above Cosmo, yeah. And then Fun Party Goer, I use this skin every time I play Goob. I love it so much. I think I like it more than Base Fin, so I'll put them up here. And Special Spaghetti, this is one of those skins where, like, the concept was there, but I just don't think they hit the bar. I generally just do not like this skin that much. It's kind of boring. I don't know. It just looks dumb. I don't know. I'm not a big fan. Oh, here we are, my boy Louie. I'm gonna be like 100% honest. I'm not a big fan of base Louie in game. He looks kind of funny. It's just because his ears and head are kind of disproportionate sometimes. He looks better once he takes a hit, but yeah, I'll put him in I like though, because it's Louie, and I love Louie. But his 3D model's not the best, and it could use some work, so I'll put it in I like though. Twisted Louie looks kind of dumb, but I think that's fine. He looks so dumb. I love it. I'll put it in I like you though. It's not that bad. Vintage Louie, I seriously do not like this vintage that much. I'm noticing a lot of vintages in the lower tiers. I just don't like it. It doesn't, I think the colors clash too much with the dark and stuff. I get what they were doing, but it didn't execute well, so I'll put it like around here. Dapperly Festive. I've said this on stream, I think this is my favorite skin. It is just genuinely so good, and I have sentimental value with the skin, because in the past I said that Louis looked bald and all he needed was a top hat to look better, and then this skin released like not even a month later, and it's so true. He looks so cute with a top hat. I think he looks amazing, so I really, really like this skin. And then this skin, a lot of you are familiar with my OC Bluey, and this one actually looks really similar to it. So I'm gonna put him up here as well. It's not a surprise that I have Louis bias. Come on, what did you expect of me, huh? So yeah, I'm putting this up here behind Prismatic Pal probably. And then this Louis skin, I'm like, I really like this skin, but I don't know if I like it more than Dapperly Festive. It's just so polished that I think I'm gonna put it above this skin. I just think it looks genuinely so good. I love this skin. I think I like it more than Dapperly Festive, but I don't know if I like anything else more than this skin. We'll see. Then we have Pebble, and base Pebble looks really good. He looks a little bald if you're too used to the skins, but I think that's just a given with any tune. So I'm gonna throw him up here. Base Pebble's so cute, and I think everyone loves him, so... Twisted Pebble, okay, despite how much I hate this Twisted, his design's really cool. I mean, they did some crazy work making this tiny little dog turn into this giant monster. So I'm gonna put him up here as well. He's really cool. I'll put him, yeah, right here. Vintage Pebble is one of my favorite skins. I really like Vintage Pebble. I'm gonna put it, wow, I actually really like this skin. Yeah, I'd say it's right there. Vintage Pebble's super good. Loyal Bud, I also use this skin really often, so I'm gonna put this right next to Vintage. Thorn Geode is actually a good variant. I like it less than most other things. I like it more than base Pebble, so I'll put it right up front. Served Eggy is actually a really cute skin. I wish people use the skin more, but I think a lot of people just don't have it. I'm gonna put it up here though. Probably around, right, yeah. And then Star Time. I don't use Star Time that much. I probably should, but I'm usually using Vintage or Loyal Bud. I'm still gonna throw him up here though. It's a really cute skin. And then Poppy. Poppy, I don't really like her that much. I'll put her in That's Beautiful Katie, because she's just kind of boring, and I don't know. I just don't like her in general. I'm not a big fan of Poppy. She just looks kind of just silly. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of her. I'm not a big fan. Twisted Poppy looks equally as brainless, so Vintage Poppy does not look any better, and Sapphire Dots looks kind of washed out. I don't like the blue on this skin. I think it was a reference to Poppy's original design, but either way, I don't like it, and it just never grew on me, so I'm gonna put this down here. Probably like, yeah. Razle and Dazzle, quite a bit of attention this update, huh? You know, I'm gonna throw him like in I likey because his designs or their design is really good, and it still doesn't look bad. So I don't know. I'll throw it in here. And then Razzle and Dazzle Twisted form is, I mean, it's just really cool. You know, like it makes a lot of sense. I like the idea of them being like torn and then fused in a way. It looks really creepy. So yeah, I'm gonna put this in I love it because it's such a unique design. Not a big fan of Vintage Razzle and Dazzle. I'll put it like just right below it, but I don't know. And then Seafoam, I never liked the skin. I'll put it in That's Beautiful Katie. It's not a bad skin. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just kind of boring. I never cared. Same with like this Radiant Dream one that just released. I don't like it that much. The colors are just washed out, and it feels wrong. So I'm gonna put it in no. I'm just not a fan. But on the other hand, this skin is such an upgrade. I'm gonna put this in peak, like way above Razzle and Dazzle, just because of how good it looks. I'm like genuinely so shocked at how the skin turned out. It came out amazing. So I'm gonna put this like way up here. It's such a good skin. Yeah, I'm gonna throw it right here. Roger, his design's basic and he's kind of a hunchback. But I don't actually dislike his design, so I'll put him in I like. Twisted Roger's actually a really smart concept, and I love how he looks. It just makes sense, you know? I just feel like I don't know, I don't know what I was gonna say. I lost my train of thought. I'll just put in I love it. It's a good variant. Vintage Roger, I like this one more than base Roger, but not enough to put it anywhere else. Alpha Sleeper is just a really funny skin, and I think everyone likes this skin, so I'll put it in peak. Same with Ebony Detective. I actually really like this skin, but nobody seems to like it. I think they need to increase the colors on his armor, because I think he's wearing like a vest and shit, and he looks super snazzed out, but it's only if you really pay attention. And I don't like that, so I'll put it in I love it, because I actually personally use this skin more than Alpha Sleeper. I just find Alpha Sleeper really funny, so I leave it at a higher tier. Rudy, I love this little silly critters design. He's just so cute, you know? He's so joyous. I don't know, I can't even complain about Rudy. I think I like him more than Goob. I like this critter. He looks funny. Twisted Rudy is kind of boring. I expected more out of him, not gonna lie. I'll put it in I like, but it's just like, it could be better. I feel like it was a little disappointing when it came out. I kind of expected Twisted Rudy to look cooler. And then Vintage Rudy, I use Vintage Rudy personally, and I think it looks better than the original. Then Bluebell's kind of just whatever. I'll put it in I like it, but I don't care that much for it, to be honest. Scraps, base Scraps, I don't really like her that much. Her design is just bland, and I never cared for her. So, I'll put her in here, but I have a lot less mean stuff to say about her skins. Then, Twisted Scraps looks really good, and they cooked with this design, so I'm gonna put it in here. Vintage Scraps is one of my favorite vintages. This vintage is so good. I genuinely can't believe people don't talk about this vintage that much, because it looks really cool. I've heard like people saying stuff about it. I don't remember what, but under my Scraps video I got a lot of comments about like referencing someone about this skin, and I don't know what. But either way, I really like Vintage Scraps. So, and then Pastel Paper is just as good. And then Calico Scraps is also just as good. Like I don't know why Scraps has some of the best skins in the game. But like she's so bad, but her skins are actually so good. And then we have Shelly. Shelly, I actually really like Shelly. I think after using her skins for so long, base Shelly looks really plain, and that's just me. I still really like Shelly though, and her design's cool, so I'll put her up here with Pebble. Twisted Shelly, the idea of her becoming a dinosaur is just so funny to me. I love that so much, so I'm gonna put this up here in front of Shelly, I think. And then Vintage, I like Vintage a lot more than the base. I'll throw her around here. Dino Snore, and then Star Time. No comments. I just really like those skins. And then we have Shrimpo, which he's cool. I do really like his design. I think he looks stiff, and that's just because of his animations not being revamped. I think he was one of the first tunes, so I don't know. I'll put him in, like, I don't know. I'll put him in I Love It. I like this guy. And then Twisted Shrimpo is kind of boring. The idea of him being like his ichor being shoved in his mouth is really horrifying though. It's really morbid. I like him though. Vintage Shrimpo is one of my favorite vintages in the game as well. I love using this skin. It's just kind of a flex, and also it just looks really good, so. And then Dark Spikes is a really funny concept, so I'll put it right here. And then we have Sprout, which, you know how I feel about Sprout. I think base Sprout is just a little bald. Well, naked actually. He has no clothes on, and it's kind of weird. I don't know. I really like him though, and I like his design. Twisted Sprout also has one of the most unique designs in the game. This Twisted is so cool, and like the tendrils he spawns. I like this guy. I'll put him like way up here. Vintage Sprout, I don't use this skin personally, but it's like not bad at all, and I think it's an upgrade from the original, so. And Salted Caramel is peak, and no one convinced me otherwise. I'll put him like up here. And then Star Time, oh, I love this skin. People shit on Star Time Sprout. They're like, oh, it looks like toothpaste. I love this skin. I use it all the time. I'm putting it like right behind Dapperly Festive. I love Star Time Sprout. Base Tegan, I think her design's just eh. She doesn't look bad though, so I'll put her in Lilac-y. Twisted Tegan's kind of boring. I'll just put her in here. Vintage Tegan, I do not like it, so not a fan. And then Purple Elegance is like an upgrade, so I'll put it in front. And then we have Tisha. I actually do quite like Tisha's design. I'll put her in like, I don't know. I'll put her in I guess I don't have much like care for her design. It just looks okay. Twisted Tisha's kind of boring, and then Vintage looks okay. I'm not big on her Vintage honestly, so I'll put it in here. And then this one's just better. Toodles is kind of boring, and I never cared for her design, so Twisted Toodles is horrifying, and I kind of like it. I miss whenever she crawled like a rabid dog, but I get why they removed it. It was really funny though, watching that child just dash at you like that, or just crawl. And then Vintage Toodles looks dumb, but that's just how it is with most black and white characters. And then Junior Detective is actually a really cute skin, and I love this concept, so I'm putting her up here. Final row. We have V. I really like base V. I love green, and I think it makes so much sense. She's one of the few mains where I see their base and I don't think they're bald. So I really like this skin. This is variant. And then we have Twisted V. Twisted V has such a cool design. I feel like this design was partially fan service though, but I don't care. It looks really good, so I'm gonna put it up here. And then Vintage V is kind of boring. I don't really care for the skin. It took away the color I actually really liked about base V, so I'll put it in I guess. But Cosmic Signal, ever since the revamp, the like cape looks so cool. I really like this skin actually. I'll put it like right in front of this. And then Star Time V, I feel about the same. I like Cosmic Signal more, but it doesn't matter. Showtime V's here. I like this skin a lot. I think the white screen throws me off. Also, Tenna, hello. I'm gonna put this, like, I don't know, I'll put it below Cosmic Signal because I think I use that one more. And then Yada, this is our last tune. I really like Base Yada, and I'm gonna put her way up here. I think I'll put her like, yeah, around there. And Twisted Yada is, I really like her design. I'm disappointed that she's a common, but I guess this is not about that. I'll put her in I Likey though. I think her design is unique, and they did a lot with what they could. Vintage Yada, I'm a fan of the skin. I think I'll put it in I Love It. I don't like it as much as Base Yada, but it's not a bad skin at all. And then Colorful April, I really like this skin as well. Ugh, there's so many things I love in this game. I'm gonna put it up here around Shelly. And then this one, I never cared that much for it. I'm just gonna put it around Vintage. I think I'd use it more than Vintage, but it's just not my favorite. And then the two new skins. Yeah, I Eat Bricks. I haven't been able to play it, but it looks really funny, so I'm gonna throw it up here. And then Showtime Yada is definitely my favorite Yada skin. Oh, and with that, we are finished. I have rated every single twisted, skin, and tune in the game based off of appearance. I'll give you a moment to look at this tier list. It's a lot to take in, I know. This is everything though, and I'm not gonna move anything around. Just tell me what you think in the comments. I know that the top tier is very loaded, and that's just because I just love most of the skins in this game. Genuinely, I don't think that any of the skins are that bad. And if the skins are in lower tiers, it's not because they're genuinely bad designs. It's just that I like the other ones more, and I couldn't put them on the same level. But anyway, that's all I have. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.